Hello everybody, welcome back to the Coach Chip channel. This is episode number 6. Today we're going to look at blocking schemes. And we've been doing a deep dive into the jet the last 5 episodes. And it's been a while since I've been with you. I had to get some technical things ironed out and stuff like that. But you can contact me at siegel.chip@gmail.com or at Chip Siegel on Twitter. And we're going to talk about blocking schemes today. And the first thing I want you to realize is let's go ahead and gap down backer. That's an old wing T thing, and those of y'all that know the wing T know that's one of the basic blocking rules. And it's a base blocking rule, and some people use other things. There's gap on down, and there's gap on over down, and there's all kind of different ways to do it. But today I'm going to talk to you about basic schemes like the power scheme, and its first brother, first cousin, sister, the counter scheme, different ways to do that. We're going to look at what I call the gut scheme, and that's just what I call it. Some people call it one back power, some people call it the inside power, but I call it just gut when I talk about that. And so let's get into it and let's talk about some different blocking schemes. All right, first off, I'm going to look totally at a split front, and I know some coaches, everybody always draws it up, but you can't draw it up to everything in time allotted or we'd be here all day. You have to go to an all-day coaching clinic. You know, you get triple sessions to get it drawn up, get things drawn up against all different types of defenses. And you got the odd fronts, you got the even odd front, the odd front. We're talking about 3-3 or 3-4 or 3-5, and then you got the 4-2, then you got the 4-4, 4-2-5. A lot of them go 4-1 against some wide open teams or whatever. But we're going to be looking at this. And sometimes you may ask yourself, why does he draw everything up to the right? Well, it's because I'm right-handed. No, that's not the way I call plays. But on camera, and when I'm in front of a board, see, I can do this, and you can still see more of the board and see more of the play, and that's why I'm going to do it one way. All right, first, let's look at the power. And I'm going to do it out of gun and pistol, or gun and a little offset, or gun, a little offset here. Either way, it doesn't matter. You can do these blocking rules under center. You can do these blocking rules in gun. You can do them any way you want to. And there's more than one way to skin a cat. I know that. This is the way I skin the cat. And so understand that. Let's go ahead. We're going to do true power, good old school power. Here's the way we'll do it. We're going to do, his rule is gap down backer. And let me get that in right off the bat. Gap down backer, and the dashes tell the kids, and I use the wristbands, and when they see gap down backer and they see, or any rule that's dashed, that means it's a progression. So what they're going to do, if his rule is gap down backer, first thing he's going to do, one, he's going to look inside, is anything in the gap? And of course, against this defense, there is. So he's going to block what's in his gap to the inside of him. All right, the second rule would be, the second word in the rule is down. So now what he'll do, he'll look inside, and that guy's not in his gap, but there's a guy on the guard. That's down. So he'll get him. And then the third word in the rule is backer. So if there was nothing here, then he would block down, and usually it's backside backer. And we'll teach them that you're going to the backside backer, but if this backer crosses your path, you'll get him on your way. And the analogy I use with kids is this. We've got a train track that you can see from our practice field. And the train will come through from time to time, and I tell them, I said, okay, your rule's gap down backer. There's no gap, there's no down. You're going to go on that track just like that train does, and you're going to hit whatever's on your track. I said, if something's on the track, what's going to happen to it? And they said, the train's going to smash it, Coach. I said, exactly. I said, but what if the engineer decides he wants to go run something else over? Can he do it? And they said, no, he got to stay on the track. I said, exactly. You stay on your track. All right, let's go back and put this guy in a 3-tech. A 3-tech outside shoulder of the guard is what I call it. All right, let's go to the guard. His rule is also gap down backer, gap down backer. All right, anything in his gap? No. Anything down? No, that guy's the other side of the center. So he's going to go here. Now some people will do this, and this is fine too. And most of your colleges will do this. They'll double team And depending on who the offensive line coach is, one of these guys will come off the backer and either the guard or the tackle. Now what I've started doing is more or less, if there's a guy on you, like this 3 tech, he's partially shaded my right guard here. So I have him come right through here, so if that guy comes inside, he's getting a piece of him as he goes and gets on his track for the backside backer. And that helps the tackle as he's trying to get that guy washed down with a down block. All right, the center's rule is similar to gap down backer, and I usually tell him it's on back, and some coaches I've talked to say he always blocks back, no matter what. Okay, but sometimes you got a booger bear at a true nose and a 0, which is head up the center, and you're gonna need help. The guard's gonna need help. But I teach on back. If he's on him, he blocks him with his eyes looking back to the backer. Okay, he's not on him, he's shaded him here. We used to call that just a pure shade. Now they're calling it a 1, and I used to call the inside shoulder a 1, but now they're calling that a 2-eye, which I must admit 2-eye makes more sense. We'll talk about techniques another time. So he's going to block back and get the nose. Let's skip the right guard right now. Left guard. Let's go to the left tackle. He's going to do what I call a gap, step in the gap, and flip to keep this guy from squeezing down and catching the play from behind. Also, he's got to know he's responsible for the B gap, second gap on his side first. So if this guy goes flying out and this guy's coming on a blitz and he sees that, he's got to get that guy because he's responsible. That's why his rule is gap, flip. We used to call it, I forget what we called it, something else. But I went to gap, flip to teach the kids how I want them to step in the gap, and then flip their hips. So if they step in the gap first and something's coming in that gap, they've got it. They don't go, because remember there's a dash there, progression, gap, check the gap. Nothing there, then flip and stop a guy coming down the line of scrimmage from behind so you don't get this right here and blow your play up. All right, as I said, let's come back to the left guard. Now this is your puller, your wrapper. I call it running the funnel. And the reason why is we're going to get a kick out block right here by the H. I call it a J block because it kind of looks like a J. I want him to step up into the line and scrape paint off of that tackle's butt as he blocks down and turn out and drive that D in out. Don't just get in his way. Try to get in there, strain, drive him out, attack his inside hip. Boom, if he comes flying up the field and you have to cut it off right there, that's fine. Now you'll see why I call this a funnel. Okay? So now your backside guard is going to, I teach the skip pull, the flat pull. He's going to, right here, so he's eyeballing this cat. If he decides to come here, he can get him. And he's going to come around that down block with eyes inside, looking for backer coming. Now if that backer fires right here, that skip pull, that flat pull, just like this, kind of karaoke move, and he's watching, if that guy comes A gap, he attacks now. And we teach the tailback, the running back, to press A gap, so you may wind up banging it in here instead of banging it B gap. But on power and counter, we teach him to bang A gap and then work out. Don't go out to B gap and try to come back in. All right, so right here, boom. And he's going to run the funnel with the football. You can reverse out, I just face out right here, and you got your give. Okay, and that's just basic power. Now, I told you the counter was the first cousin. Now this is the way we'll do the counter. All right, we'll do the same front. Put the H right here in a sniff, okay? Tail back. Same defensive alignment. Most teams play that 3 to the strength, which the H makes it the strength. Here. Okay? Now, we're running over here. It's counter left. Okay? Rules still the same. Tackles rules, gap, down, backer. Look in the gap, nothing there. Anything down? No, he's in here. Backer, get on the train track. Get on the train track. Whatever's there, blow it up. Okay? His rule, gap, down, backer. Anything in the gap? Yep. That's your guy right there. All right, his rule, on, back. Anything on? No. block all the way back. Now he needs to go really flat if that's a good quick three, okay? Keep that three from doing that. He now has the gap flip on the backside. Told you, counter and power, first cousins. Gonna, right here. Now he's the kicker. And I teach you just like a long trap. Get up in the line. Still do a flat, skip pull, okay? Get downhill, run through where the other linemen were, get a kick on the DN. If he's a good DN and squeezes with the down block, then we'll log him, hit him, and work outside. Right here, he's going to come right here. Now notice he's coming at a different level. He's not coming up in the line of scrimmage. He's coming a little bit deeper than the guard because that's a good end right there, and he comes flying in here in wrong shoulders and blows that crap up right here. My guys at a different level. They don't get two for the price of one. Okay, no BOGO. It's not Publix. All right, so he'll come right here, boom, and he's scraping paint. Really and truly, he'll come. If he's got that right there, he's going to come just like this. Right there, okay? Now, if you get a blow up right here, he'll keep coming and come outside that. And then, of course, the tailback will follow. He's going to come right here just like power, give, bend it right here. Look, bang in the A gap. If it's there, take it. If it's not, you can bounce it right there. Okay, that's power, counter. And you can see how they're first cousins to each other. Now, what if we want to have an inside run game? And we want to do it out of spread, out of a 2x2 alignment. In other words, two wide receivers on each side. What do we do then? There's no H. We've got him split out or personnel change right here. And again, put the tail back wherever you want to. I'm just putting him here. All right, so you get this. Let's say we got the H here, Z here. So where's the strength? Right here. Boom, boom. Okay, same defensive front. Now I call this the gut scheme. Real easy. Boom, man, fan. I call it man on him, drive him. No man on him. His rule is man, fan. Man. Any man on you? No. Fan means block out, drive out. He's got the same rule. Man, fan. 1, 2. Progression. Is there a man on you? So if they're in a 4 technique, head up the tackle. We'll just drive him trying to work inside. Now, I always want to run it 2 to 3. It's just an easier play to me. The angles are better. I'm always looking for angles. That's the wing T guy in me. So what we're going to do is we may call it, and then the quarterback in the back will communicate with the line of scrimmage. And I've actually run it with the back, didn't even know it was right or left. It didn't matter because that thing's going straight ahead, and he'll read the block. Depends on the quality of your back and his vision and all that. So we call the gut scheme. Here's the 3. Okay, he's going to block out here. His rule is down, in case we don't have a 3, okay? Man, fan. So down, dash, man, dash, fan. All right, is there a man on him? Is there a guy to block down? No. Is there a man? Well, there is, but he's not head up. Fan, same deal. Turn out right here, drive block right there. Now, they've got us outnumbered, and it's not really a good, strong play. That's why we like to run it out of with a Z motion and fake the jet and make this cat run right here. Because what we're going to do, his rule is man back, and then he's going to boom right here, and we're going to get this joker right here. Okay, when he scrapes, this is a press box call. We see that backer flying to jet. We know we don't have to block him. We actually coach this kid to get the backside guy. And what happens, we can line up out here. We can turn this kind of into a blast, shuffle him in, boom, without a jet fake, or to line him up in here in a sniffer, boom, hit that joker right there. Okay? Now you can run it. Now how can you run it in 2x2? Right here. Boom. Okay? Read this cat. Come right here with it. Boom, right there. Quarterback's reading him. If he commits to the run, then you got your slant on the backside. There's your RPO. Okay? And it run pass option. There's all kind of things you can do with it. This is what I call my basic gap scheme. We also do buck, and we'll cover that in another episode. But power, counter, and gut, all inside runs, and all of them you can do out of spread with a little creativity. They got you outnumbered. Now when you go 2x2 and they stay in a 6-man box, because you ain't got 5 to block 6. Now, I'm not a mathematician, but I know that ain't good numbers. So what we'll do, we will read that guy and throw that backside glance or slant, whatever you want to call it. We've called it a fat before. This tell them it was a short, fat post. And bacon would be the call or something like that. And you run that thing right here with him eyeballing that guy. Or you can bring that H in and he can take care of the extra guy. But they can always outnumber you. And it depends on your passing attack. If they want to go 6 in here and leave a safety high or 2 safeties high or whatever,